How many years ago was it that I was drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals?
36.
Close. 39.
Oh, man.
39 years. 39 years. I was drafted in 1984. And when I look at the list of players that, obviously have gone in, most deservingly, every single one of them belongs in. I look on the list that I'm on now.
Yeah.
There are guys that went well before me, like Max Montoya and Chris Collinsworth, who've already should have had their days.
Yep.
But none of us have had our days just simply because Dave Lapham is on that list. Lamar Parrish is on that list. Bob Trumpy's on that list. Reggie Williams is on that list. All those guys were there before me, well before me.
Yeah.
And all those other guys played on the initial Super Bowl team back in 1982.
Yeah, I understand.
So, and I know that the Bengals, and I've said this in regards to Corey, when Corey complained about it, about 10 days ago.
Right.
I said, look, eventually we're all going to get in. It's just a matter of, how the season ticket holders view us, I guess. And, sometimes you forget the longer these guys and me and everybody else gets away from the game, the less likely we are to get voted in that year that we think we're going in. You know what I'm saying?
No, I totally understand. And I love football and the history of it and respect for all the guys that played before you and after you and all. I understand all that. But to me, in our argument that we have had here, and I know you can't make the argument, I mean, there have been two quarterbacks who won MVPs with the Bengals organization. There's now been three quarterbacks who have played in Super Bowls for the Bengals. One is Joe Burrow, who is still playing, so he'll Ring of Honor day. He'll be many years down the road. So I just thought the first one I could understand because you had a Hall of Famer, you had the founder of the organization, that initial class. Last year's class, to me, I thought you should have been in just based on the resume. So we'll see what happens this year.
But here's the problem. All of those guys are going in, and all the guys who eventually will go in should have already been in.
Yeah.
I remember saying this, and I've never hid away from this. I did Monday Night Football for 20 years.
Yeah.
2 on TV and 18 on radio.
Yeah.
And whether it be a Monday night game or a Thursday night game, no matter what team that we were visiting as the home team, they were always honoring somebody. They were always it seemed like they were always putting somebody in their Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Including the Jaguars and including the Panthers, who did not come into existence until 1995.
That's right.
And people used to ask me, so what's it like being in the Cincinnati Ring of Honor? So well, I'm not. They don't have one.
Yeah. And
they didn't have one. And that's what I was talking about in regards to Corey. So whether it does happen this morning, I have a sneaking suspicion of what's going on. But I will say this, that there are guys on that list that played well before me and had just a big impact on those teams as I had on my team. So whether it's me and somebody else this year, it's going to be awesome. That's going to be great. If it's not going to be disappointing. And I'm not letting you send some letter. I'm not letting
it's already written.
Getting involved. I mean, you've already gotten yourself involved. And I appreciate that on my behalf. I love that fact that you're a great partner. You want to support me, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, and it really just somebody needs to say something. I mean, I will distance myself. I was like, Boomer didn't want me to send this letter. I could put that in there if you want me to, because I didn't write it.
I would appreciate that if that does happen. And
I didn't handwrite it. I did type it out, so I do have it saved in my computer back there, so I could just add that and then print it out and put it back in the envelope.
Yes,
but
exactly.
To me, mailing a letter means more than just a strongly worded email, because you get it delete very quickly when it's in your hand and you're looking at it. So that's why I decided to
Can I
write
read
the
it
letter
before you send it?
We'll see what happens at 9 o'clock. How about that?
Okay.
All right. And if it doesn't go our way,
our way, okay,
at 9 a.m., then I'll show you the letter and you can see what you think.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Very good.
I appreciate that, and it's a very nice sentiment on your part. And just remember, like I said, I walked in through the Cincinnati airport, which is in northern Kentucky, by the way.
Yes.
In 1984, 39 years ago. 39 years ago.
Yeah.
Peter King?
That's right. Peter King picked me up.
Yeah.
Me and my teammate, Pete Koch, we got picked up. And Pete sat in front. I jammed myself in the back. It was a, what was it called? A Rabbit. It was called Volkswagen Rabbit, I believe.
Wow.
And Peter King was writing for the Cincinnati Enquirer.
Man, oh,
picked
man.
us up at the airport some 39 years. I mean, it's a lifetime ago, man.
Yeah, I was 2 years old when that was going on.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it, and I was like, wow. And to think that if I was drafted 39 years ago, I think Chris Collinsworth was drafted in the second round in 1981.
Buenos tacos, amigos.
And he was the rookie of the year.
Wow. Yeah.
You know, the thing about Willie Anderson, who went in last year, people don't remember this because nobody ever thinks that now that Joe Burrow is there, it's a different story. I mean, they're on national television. They got Jamar Chase. They got T. Higgins. They got, a great defense. They got a young head coach. He's aggressive. All the great things that you want on a team. So now people are really focused on the organization. But, when Chris Collinsworth got there, nobody expected him to do what he did. He wasn't even the first wide receiver drafted by the Bengals that year.
Right.
They drafted a guy by the name of David Verser in the first round.
He's not a Ring of Honor guy.
No, he didn't last very long, but Chris went on to become the rookie of the year. And that was 3 years before I got there. So he got there, in 42 years ago.
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
tell me he's not in the Ring of Honor?
You think that Mike Tirico is advocating for Chris Collinsworth the way that I am advocating for you? Probably not.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
You and I are on the radio every single day.
Okay.
Those guys only get together, probably 19, 20 times a year to do games.
Well, what about Al Michaels, who spent a lot of time with Chris Collinsworth? You think he is advocating for him? He spent years and years and years with Chris.
I'm assuming he is or was or did. I'm not sure. He's now advocating for Prime TV to get better football games.
Yes,
and
he
that's
is.
His number one priority is to make sure that they get good games so people
watch them. But what does
them.
he care, really? He's going to get paid the same amount of money no matter what, right?
I guess so.
He doesn't care if it's a bad game or a good game.
You want to do good games. You want to remain relevant. That's the key.
I guess you're right about that. By the way, there is live golf on this morning, the Open Championship. There were guys that were teeing off 1 o'clock Eastern time.
Yes.
And there's live golf, but I don't think that we can get it in the studio. So I was hoping that the wizard of Martin Travers, he is the engineer back there, he's the guy that gets things done, could maybe find a way to get the USA Network on one of these TV screens in here, because I don't have the USA Network in my office. And I don't know if the USA Network is on in these TVs
Well,
either.
we're going to try right now. I'll try for you.
And then there's also...
We're usually pretty good at this.
You could stream it on Peacock.
Oh, yeah, we don't have Peacock streaming.
Stream it on the cock. But the problem is with that, we don't have like a Roku box or anything like that as well. So
you got to hack a Fire Stick.
Hack a Fire Stick.
I keep telling you, hack a Fire Stick, man.
It's just... No, wait, try those WFAN 1, 2, 3, 4s. Because,
what does that mean?
Because that's like... That's how they tune in some of these channels. So you see this? Like, it's not here we go. Told you. There, I think we've got it.
What I tell you, I got it for you.
Yeah, you did. You figured it out. Look at that. Scotty Scheffler up there again, huh? This guy's unbelievable.
Amazing. Stuart Sink.
God.
Jordan Spieth. There you go.
Jordan Spieth.
Who's leading? Lucas Herbert.
Lucas Hebert.
Hebert, is that what it is?
I have no idea. I just thought that it's probably,
like Bobby Hebert.
Bobby Hebert.
Remember who Bobby Hebert was?
Of course, yeah. Bobby Hebert. He had like the down south Louisiana Cajun accent.
Yes, exactly. You could hardly understand a word he said.
Right. He was
I remember he's a great guy, and I think I want to say he does radio now for the Saints.
He does. Well,
he did.
He had a radio show down there. He had like a daily radio show down there,
right,
in Louisiana and New Orleans. So he's a guy that's he's made a career after his playing career in broadcasting, and maybe he's not in the Saints Ring of Honor though, Bobby Hebert. I can tell you that much.
He may be. I don't know. You never know.
What the hell do you want, CeeLo?
What do you want, CeeLo?
We figured it out. We got it.
On here?
Yeah, yes. We got it on there. We got.
Let's look at the number right here, CeeLo. It's not 51-1. It's 52-1.
I put it on 51 as well.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's 52-1.
Look at you.
How did you do that?
It was just on, I think.
I have a remote, and I just remoted it.
I think it was just on. All right, very good there, CeeLo.
Amy Lawrence is telling me it's channel 52.
Oh, there we go.
Thank you, Amy. I appreciate
Amy.
that.
Look at everybody all over us trying to help us out. CeeLo's listening. Amy's listening. Everybody wants to help us out this morning to watch this live golf.
I was going to bring something up to you, and I forgot what the hell it was. I just had it on the tip of my tongue, and now I can't remember.
Did it have something to do with the Yankees? Did it have something to do with the Mets? Did it have something to do with golf?
Golf.
Did it have something to do with the Bengals Ring of Honor?
No.
Did it have something to do with...
It just totally
went right out of your head, huh?
Yeah, I don't know what
Bobby
it is.
Hebert.
Oh, yes. Okay, yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So out of the blue, I get a great text message from an old friend.
Okay.
I haven't heard from him in years. I mean, years and years and years. And Giant fans will know who he is. His name is Jeff Hostetler.
Oh, all right.
And Jeff is doing a great thing, actually. And he's gotten 46 committed quarterbacks, I think. And he's doing like an anti-suicide message.
Wow.
And yesterday I did a few shots for him. They're like one-liners, and he's going to put all the guys together.
Yeah.
And he's really doing a hell of a job, I got to tell you. And he reached out a couple of weeks ago, and I had, because of travel and everything, I completely forgot. He's got 46 videos in hand. He's got about 15 to 20 more committed quarterbacks. The project's going to be awesome. Never before have this many quarterbacks come together as a unified voice to change their lives. He's working with the NFL to get the video played inside stadiums during opening day. The Giants have committed to playing the video and recognizing our cause during their Sunday night opener versus Dallas, which is huge. And he's running up against a little bit of a deadline, and he needed the videos yesterday. So I cut the videos. I'll be one of these, I guess, 46 to 56 quarterbacks are doing anti-suicide messages.
That is great. And that is great work, of course. And Jeff Hostetler really, when you get a text from Jeff Hostetler, I'm sure all the other quarterbacks involved too. And when you heard about what the cause was, wanted to do it for him immediately.
Oh, so without question. People,
tremendous.
We don't really talk about him much, but all those guys from that era, he beat me twice in college.
Wow.
He was the quarterback at West Virginia.
Yep. And
we had some knockdown, drag-out games against them in college, man. Oh, my God. And he was drafted the same year that I was.
Was he?
Yes.
39 years ago.
39 years ago, yeah.
39 years ago. Jeff Hostetler, someone who will never be forgotten in New York Giants history.
I was thinking, so could you imagine had the Giants drafted me instead of Jeff?
Oh, my goodness.
Me and Phil together on the same team.
Wow.
Well, that would have worked out fabulously.
There's no, you would have hated each other. The only way that you and Phil could have a relationship the way that you do now is after your playing careers and getting together in the way that you had. If you were on the same team and you were trying to battle and take his job or whatever, it would have been ugly.
Well,
you would have hated each other.
Like I've told you, I came here as the Jet quarterback. Next thing you know, I finally got him into commercials. He was never doing anything. I don't know why that Bill Parcells had him so tied up in the basement that he couldn't do anything. And then all of a sudden his personality came out, got into TV, and look what we have now.
Right. Well, I think that he's also, being a down south guy, he doesn't have that savviness that you had being a South Shore, Long Island guy.
But how crazy it is that a guy from Kentucky becomes the starting quarterback of the New York Giants. Mm-hmm. A guy from New York becomes the starting quarterback and lives in Northern Kentucky for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yep.
It's crazy.
And you were legends in your own right in both of those places, and it would have been interesting if it had gone the other way, right? If he was a quarterback of the Bengals and you were the quarterback of the Giants.
And speaking of quarterbacks, we now have Aaron Rodgers coming to town.
That is right.
Which is unbelievable. Look at me. I'm CBS Sports Network was showing me trimming Phil Simms' eyebrows.
Yes.
Remember he had those bushy eyebrows? He looked like Andy Rooney that day?
Right. He did. You really did him a favor there because I
did.
I don't think he knew how bad it was, and then we had the scissors there. I guess that was Jackie back in the day who was there, and she had the little trimmers and the scissors, and you helped him out.
Yeah.
But yes, we do have Aaron Rodgers in town, and we found out that we're going to be at the Jets camp. What is that? August 15th. Yeah. So that's going to be awesome. We're going to be there. I'm going to have to maybe stay in that hotel next to the facility, hoping maybe I'll get that room next to Aaron Rodgers.
Maybe.
I'll just bang on the wall. Hey, Aaron, over here, man. Let's go. Let's hang out.
So one of the interesting things that I saw about the Jets yesterday, and this is coming from our man, Rich Cimini, the man on the scene, the man who's seen more Jet debacles than I'm sure he cares to remember.
Right.
I don't know if it was just a clickbait thing or not, but something about Mekhi Becton possibly being traded at the end of training camp.
He said that?
I thought I saw that on one of his Twitter feeds.
Come on.
I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong. I don't know.
Did you see that, Fleegs? That Rich Cimini tweeted out that Mekhi Becton could be traded by the end of training camp?
No, I saw him say that Becton came in about 50 pounds lighter, weighing around 340, looking good. Did not see anything about a trade.
Right. Well, see, I saw that one too. And he was talking about how he's going to be battling for left tackle. And I don't know. Maybe it's somebody else putting words in his mouth or something. I don't know.
Right. I even had at the end of that, he said, I'd be surprised if we see him at right tackle. But I didn't see anything about a trade.
Did you? Can you look him up again and see if there's anything else that he said? I'm not really sure. I got to check this out. Denzel Mims to the Lions, by the way.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? So Denzel Mims, the Jets were able to get something back for Denzel Mims, but the Vikings couldn't trade Dalvin Cook. You know what I'm saying?
Which is amazing.
Well, but why it's amazing?
Because they didn't want to take on his salary.
Exactly, but it's just another point of these running back salaries and how teams are just not going to pay him.
Did you see the Jets put Breece Hall, Randall Cobb, C.J. Uzomah, and Jarek Bernard Converse on the pup list?
Yeah, the pup list, little pup spot. But none of those.
I don't know. Maybe I misread a tweet somewhere along the line.
Okay.
And if I did, I apologize to Mr. Samini.
Okay. Yeah, that would be a surprising one. I'm not saying, who knows? You get mixed up on that Twitter.
When
sometimes.
I saw that, and I saw somebody say that.
Oh, I think I found it.
Okay.
So in the training camp preview he did a few days ago, at the bottom, player with the most to prove, Mekhi Becton. And then at the very end, he talks about the organization wasn't thrilled when Becton tweeted that, he's a left tackle. And at the end, it says, whether he's playing left or right tackle, it's time to deliver. If not, he could be playing on another team.
All right, well, there you go.
Okay.
All right, so I don't know if that was used for clickbait or not or whatever, but again, here's the thing. At this moment right now, where the New York Jets are as a football team, is that everybody over there is, from every indication that I get, is really happy, really looking forward to the season. Everybody's pulling in the same direction. They finally have a Hall of Fame leader at quarterback. He's going to be a difference maker, and he's going to make everybody better, and everybody feels it in the building. Everybody feels it on the field, from the business side to the football side. Everybody feels like this team has got a chance, really has a legitimate chance.
Well, I would hope so.
And some of these guys walking in look unbelievable.
Yeah, Michael Clevens there with the Walking Dead bat in as good a shape as he could possibly be in.
That's unbelievable. So
it's exciting, man. It's exciting for the Jet fan base.
They do not want anybody that is going to be unhappy, pissed off, and the stuff that they've been dealing with Mekhi Becton now for 3 years, like I've told you 2 years ago.
Right. Like, so when CeeLo tweeted out that his future at WFAN was very much up in the air, like that type of attitude is what the Jets are not going to tolerate.
They are not going to tolerate that narcissistic, if they don't want
passive
me here,
aggressive,
kind of like that kind of thing. They're not going to stand. They're not going to stand for it.
Right.
They don't want anybody getting in the way of anything. They have put the proverbial chips to the middle of the table.
Love it. You got it when you got a 38, 39-year-old Aaron Rodgers, right? You have to. Your chips better be in the middle of the table. It's going to be exciting. And no matter how it goes, it's going to be one of the biggest stories, if not the biggest story in football this year.